Hello again, everyone. This is Articles, and the, Part 5. In this video, I'm going to be talking about more ways to use articles and ways that we don't use articles, or when there's no article required. And when there's no article required, it's usually called the zero article. So if I say it doesn't need an article, it's probably because we're using the zero article. I'll begin by talking about abbreviations. But what are abbreviations? Think about an abbreviation as the shortened form of a word or words. Many are formed by using the first letter of a group of words and are pronounced by using each letter. For example, FBI stands for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And you can see it's the shortened form of the group of words. And when you are dealing with abbreviations where you say each letter individually, you'll usually insert an article, such as a, an, or the, and put it before it. For example, in example number 1, the FBI has been called in to investigate the murder. We have the article the before FBI here. And in number 2, the life of an FBI agent wasn't always as glamorous as people thought. Here we have an in front of FBI, and this is actually an adjective. All right, it's the kind of agent we're talking about. Now let's talk about acronyms. But what are acronyms? Acronyms are a different type of abbreviation because they usually take the first letter of each word in a group of words, or just the important first letters of some of the words in a group to form a new word. For example, the word NASA, which you probably hear a million times, is actually an acronym, and it stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Now, this is going to be different. If it's an acronym, then we usually don't need an article before it. Let's take a look at number 1. NASA will try to launch the space shuttle again on Sunday. You can see that we don't use the before the acronym NASA. Now, if this were an abbreviation where we pronounce each letter like we did with the FBI, you need the. But acronyms, you don't need any article. Okay, let's do one more. In example number 2, OPEC is an organization of 13 major oil producers. OPEC is an acronym that stands for the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. You see, we don't need to put the OPEC, all right? But be careful, because if the acronym is being used as an adjective, you may need an article. For example, in number 1, we were told by a NASA official that the mission was a success. You see here, we have the acronym is actually used as an adjective. It's the type of official. So we need an article. The same thing with number 2. An OPEC employee greeted us at the meeting. So in this case, OPEC is describing the employee, so you still need that article. All right, so just be careful. We also don't use the article the with the names of holidays and with the names of most companies. Let's take a look at example 1 and 2. In number 1, he got a new bike for Christmas. You see, there's no the in front of Christmas. And in example number 2, what costume did you wear for Halloween this year? And as you can see, there's no the in front of Halloween. if we move on to examples 3 and 4, in 3 we have, she uses WhatsApp and Google every day. You see both company names, there's no the in front of them. The same with number 4. Amanda loves to shop at Walmart. All right, there's no the Walmart. It's just Walmart. Now, I said that most companies don't have the in their names, but there are exceptions. And this is the one thing that's a little bit difficult with articles, is because special names might have articles in them. And you just have to know or research what those names are. So, for example, in number 1, the headquarters for the Coca-Cola Company is in Atlanta, Georgia. In this case, it's the Coca-Cola Company. That's the official name. So the is in it. And in example number 2, LL Bean and the North Face are American outdoor recreation product companies. In this example, you can actually see this both ways, right? First we have LL Bean. There's no article, right? That's the way companies usually are. And then we have the North Face. And you can see the is right in the name of the North Face. So it's something that you have to watch, especially if you're going to write something. And you really want to make sure you're putting the correct name in there. And you may have to do research, okay? And I just want to mention one more thing. Similar to with acronyms, if the word is used as an adjective, then you may need to use an article. For example, he bought a Halloween mask at Target. So you can see in this case, we have the holiday Halloween, and it's actually an adjective. It's describing what kind of a mask it is. So in this case, we do need the article a. And you can also notice that Target, the company name Target, has no the, right? Which is like most companies. You got it? We don't use the with the names of locations and places when we use them generally. Let's take a look at some of these. In number 1, I ate lunch at home today. Home, you can say it's either a place or a location, and you see there's no article there. It's just home, and I'm speaking about it in a general way. The same with number 2. She goes to school very early in the morning every day. In this case, school is a location, or you can say place, right? And there's no article, all right? It's used generally. You got it? And finally, we also don't use the with sports and with languages. Let's take a look at the examples. In number 1, he plays baseball every day after school. You see baseball? No article there, right? And in number 2, I studied Spanish when I was in high school. As you can see, with Spanish, the language, there's no article there. All right? Okay, everyone, that's all for this video. Articles Part 6 is coming up next. Thank you very much for watching this. And remember what I always say, keep practicing. See you next time.